Hey everybody, it's BDC. Thanks for checking out this video and the channel. Today I am doing a review video, believe it or not, of Deep Rock Galactic. For those of you that have watched any of my other videos or watched me on Twitch, y'all know that I'm a big fan of this game. And I have never done a review video of it, just going through the basics, what's the game about, the story, and that kind of stuff like that. So I got my buddy Donks here with me.
Hey, what's up?
And he's actually a buddy that I met playing Deep Rock Galactic on a public game. So he's wound up becoming one of my favorite teammates to play this game with. And so I enlisted him, and he accepted to do a review of this. So what we're going to do is we're going to go over the basics, and I have got a list over here written down. I'll start with the first thing, which is the basic premise of the game. So, in DRG, think of taking dwarves from Lord of the Rings, put them in high technology stuff, and then combine that with Starship Troopers. And you have Deep Rock Galactic, you have DRG. That's basically it in a nutshell.
Yeah, that sounds pretty accurate.
It is. I mean, you know, that's basically what this game is. And yeah, you can do a lot of cheering and that sort of thing like that. Well, anyway, the home base, if you want to call it, in DRG is this thing called the Space Rig. And it's this big space station that is orbiting this planet called, was it Hoxus 4, I think, or 5, or whatever it is?
Hoxie's 5.
Hoxie's 5. There you go. And it's a busted up, broken planet somewhere out in space. I don't know. You can read up about it. In fact, down below I'll have links for the Wikipedia entry and then the main DRG website, and it explains some more of the background lore there. But anyway, so this is a mineral-rich planet, and it's got all these things that the company, which is called Deep Rock Galactic, wants, and so they enlist dwarves to mine it. And so that's the whole point of it. So this is the space rig. As you can see back here, you've got the Abyss Bar, which is basically the Cantina, and you got a jukebox, a dance floor. Let's see what else. You have kind of like an observation area where you can see a lot of the planet out there and some other space stuff, whatever. They do some dress up in here. It's not overly done. This is the drop pod. This is the actual pod that we go down in, and as you can tell by the drills on the bottom, it drills its way down, well past the surface and all that. And then you've got these are the waiting rooms. You have an infirmary, which if you ever wipe on a group mission, then you respawn right there. And you've got something called the Memorial Hall back here. I'm going to go ahead and show you all that real fast just to knock it down. And by the way, for those of y'all that are watching, there will be timestamps in the description below. So if you don't like watching fluff and just want to get to the main points of things, then I will mark all those in the video.
The Memorial Hall is where we honor the fallen. Feel free to walk around and pay your respects.
We fight, we mine for rock and stone. So...
like that! Rock and stone! Rock and stone to the bone!
Yes, absolutely. So these are all golden statues to memorialize other dwarves that have died in the line of duty, that kind of thing like that. And then up here, this is one little small facet of it. This is called promotions. And the way that the system works, this is... actually, I'll just go into the second part, having to do with character progression. So, promotions is tied into character progression. And character progression in this game, basically, you constantly work up your rank as a company employee. Kind of think of it like that. So you do 25 levels, and then you have to do what's called an assignment on the assignment board, a promotion assignment. There's 3 or 4 missions, and then once you get that done, then you can pay to unlock your promotion, and then you get an extra star attached to you. So for instance, my engineer here is a gold-rated single star, so he's effectively, I think, level 175. Each progression is 25 levels, basically. But by comparison, I have the scout here. He is a 3-star bronze employee, so he has done the promotion twice. He's gotten 25 2 times, and now he's a 3rd star, and so the next time that he finishes, where he's at right now is 14, the next time he finishes and gets to 25, he'll be able to do his promotion, become a single-star silver employee. So there's a whole progression to it. Let's see, to go a little bit more into this, since I already mentioned this, in DRG you have 4 main classes, and the whole point of this is basically kind of a, I wouldn't say it's forced donks, but it's kind of a strict co-op type of thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, kinda, yeah.
You have the individual classes. You have Scout, which is what I'm on right now, and then you have a Driller. You've got the Engineer, which is my favorite. My highest level one's my Engineer. And then you have a Gunner. And in each of those classes, they have particular specific class skills. They use their own set of weaponry, primary and secondary weapons. Like in the case of the Gunner, he has something called a zipline launcher, whereas the Engineer has a platform gun, so he's able to create these yellowish pancake-looking platforms that people can jump on and land on and that sort of thing. So they help with being able to facilitate travel and then some of the logistics that are involved in being able to get to some of the more difficult things, say at high walls or at the tops of caves when they go mining. And each of them have their own advantages and disadvantages. Now, one of the cool things about this that you can do as you level up in this and do your first 25 levels with that class, an Engineer or Scout or whatever you're playing, you can unlock some of these options to be able to tweak your weaponry. And it's also the case for being able to, say, in this case, an Engineer, choose a plasma burster or proximity mine instead of using the lure, which is a little distraction thing. It's actually really funny. Same with, like in the case of the Engineer, being able to make the deployable turrets that he can put on the ground more powerful, more accurate, do more damage, whatever. And each class has these types of things about it that you can do. So it's not uncommon to find people playing in groups that have kind of a good mix of things. You know, the Driller doesn't necessarily have to be using his flamethrower. He could be using the cryo cannon if he has it unlocked. And that works the exact opposite of the flamethrower. It freezes targets and it plays on a different type of thing. Excuse me. Now, in each weapon, this is true for both primary and secondary, like main gun and then sidearm or whatever. You can unlock these different types of vanity items that are out in the field. They'll be in the cases with the 2 batteries, donks, and then also in the masks that you can find out there. I think, isn't that the only place off the top of my head where you can find stuff like the neon bands and things like that for your weapons?
Yeah, and then sometimes as a reward for doing events and whatnot, but those are usually like player cosmetics, not weapons.
Exactly, yeah. So, you've got that. So you can do that kind of thing. You can really kind of dress this stuff up. And then in each character, or each class, you have these multiple slots. And I believe, if I recall correctly, those slots open up as you level and promote. One more thing you can do is you can add what are called perks. So you can already kind of customize your character, your Driller or your Gunner or whatever, to however you want to play it. If you want to use the cryo cannon versus the flamethrower, the cryo cannon may be more helpful in a 4-player co-op team type thing rather than in solo where the flamethrower may be more beneficial. But on top of that, you can do these things called perks, and these guys unlock through something called the is it called the perk table? I need to go look and find out what the exact name of it is. But inside of your little room in here, there's this perks. I don't know if you want to call it perks table or not. But anyway, these things unlock, and it's typical of other games where you accomplish certain feats or do other things and level up and stuff like that. And you get certain extra unlocks for additional abilities, what have you. So these are other ways that you can further customize your guy. And let's see, on my Engineer, as an example, let me switch over to him real quick. On my Engineer, I use Veteran Depositor because I tend to do a lot of mining with this guy. Depositor, he can, let's see by the description here, expert bucket handling. You now deposit valuables into the mule and other deposit points 50% faster. So he dumps this stuff into the minecart faster, and he has a damage reduction bonus while he's doing it. And then I use Vampire, and then one called Born Ready, which means if I'm on one gun or one weapon, then I switch to another and I'm using it, then after a set of time, that gun that I switched from, that weapon I switched from, will automatically reload. And then I use something called dash, which every, I guess, what is it, couple of minutes, or excuse me, every half a minute, 25-second cooldown, I can tap the left shift button, he'll go really fast for 2 seconds. It's basically a, a get out of dodge, get away type thing. And then there's other one that I use, Beastmaster. It gives the ability to tame a certain type of bug in the field. So there's little things that you can do to kind of tweak your guy, and some of those things you can change on the fly depending upon the type of mission you're doing, and then certainly the class that you're playing. So say with a scout as a class, by comparison, since this guy uses a grappling hook to be able to zip up to the tops and sides of big cave walls and hang there and stuff, he's able to travel very, very quickly on the fly, so he may not benefit from dash as much as, say, something else. Like in this case, I use something called hover boots, and so he can grapple up to a spot and then pop the hover boots and sit there and float for a little while. That's something that's a more beneficial. So that's kind of the stuff that you can do, having to do with customizations of the characters, and kind of a little bit of a broad overview on them a little bit. I'll go over them one more time. Scout, his main thing is a grappling hook, and he has a nice big flare gun, so he's the guy that can light up an entire room in a cave, by comparison, instead of using just the handheld flares. The driller specialty is basically drilling large tunnels through things, so if you want to use him to make shortcuts instead of having tunnels that go all the way around one spot and you just want to go pop straight through, you can do that. And let's see. On the engineer, he makes platforms, and he's the closest thing to a camp or a base builder in the game, even though you don't really build bases in this. With the use of the turrets and the platforms, he's able to set up establish an area that can be defended. So say you want to drop a resupply pod, that kind of thing like that, he can help defend it. And the engineer tends to do a lot of damage over above the other classes. And then you have the gunner. He's the one that I normally recommend as the first class to play for a new player. It's the most simple. He starts out with a minigun, you shoot it, and you kill stuff. It's pretty simple with a gunner. There's not much to him. He also has a really cool shield generator. He can throw this shield onto the ground, and it creates this dome. It'll last several seconds, depending upon the upgrades that he's placed in it, depending upon how far he's promoted and that sort of thing like that. And that's helpful for team defense type stuff, especially if you're in a pinch or if there's a down teammate and you're trying to revive it. Gunner can go pop the shield over him and then go and revive your buddy, and then all the bugs are repelled away from it, kind of thing. So that's kind of a little bit of an overview of these guys. What class are you going to wind up playing, Donks? Because I'll probably play my engineer.
Yeah, I'm going to do scout.
Okay, all right. So in this game, the scout engineer combination is very, very good. A lot of the times, you'll have mining missions you're doing up in caves where they're huge, and there will be things way at the very top or high up on the sides that are several stories up, 40 or 50 feet or whatever. And the combination of the engineer and the scout come in really handy. The engineer can make platforms where all those things are. The scout can grapple up to it, then he has something to stand on where he can stand there and mine. So that's kind of an example of how some of the tighter co-op in this game comes into play. I'm a big co-op guy. I love co-op gameplay. I've got a group of friends, and we all play different co-op games. And this is one of my favorite games when it comes to strict co-op play. You don't have to have a group to play this game to level and promote. You can do solo stuff, especially once you're leveled up and you've got a lot of you've got some promotions happening and you've got a lot of the perks and gear unlocked and things like that. You can be really effective as a solo player. But co-op, if you have 4 players, one with each class, it is a lot of fun because you can do anything and everybody's got a job. So anyway, so let's see, we've hit on those points. Classes, let's see, mission types, deep dives. We can go over this real quick. So in here we've got the mission selection table and the assignment board. And the assignment board, this is here for being able to get clusters of jobs. So like for instance, I have weekly core hunt and weekly priority assignment, and in this case I think this is 4 missions maybe. The weekly core hunt is 3. Okay, they're both 3. and they yield certain rewards between the two of them. And that's where you would go, like I said earlier, about doing the promotion thing. Here is the actual mission table. So this is where the group will come together, and the group lead will go through here and look for something to do. So in this case, you see Donks' name up here in the magma core biome, and he's got an assignment mission of some type. Now, I, as the team lead, I could select this, and then we run his mission, and then he gets credit for it at the end of it, for whatever his job is that he's trying to do. Let's see. The different types of biomes, I'll go over them, although we'll probably only wind up playing in one of them to do an actual real, co-op gameplay, review type thing. But you've got the dense biome, or biozone rather, but I call them biomes. You've got the glacial strata, which is basically all glaciers and ice everywhere, and it's freezing. Crystalline caverns. How would you best describe the crystalline caverns?
They're caverns with lots of crystals.
Very specific.
It's kind of like very tunnely. There's a lot of crystals that kind of go through the tunnels that can kind of block your path, but it only takes one hit to break them.
Yeah,
in the crystal caverns, you have to be careful about the electric crystals. Yeah. They'll arc between each other, and if you walk into it, it'll like destroy your shields and hurt you. Right.
A lot of these biomes will have different types of hazards environmentally to them. The magma core, you have these spouts of these little lava pockets that can shoot up in like little mini volcanoes, and they can burn you.
The floor also randomly gives out.
Yes, sometimes there's earthquakes in the magma core. The same with the glacial strata. It's supposed to be unstable, and it can create these caverns, and your little dwarf can get stuck down there. The radioactive exclusion zone, there's a lot of radioactive crystals in there. The critters, when they die, they emit radiation, they hurt your guy, that kind of stuff like that. So there's different kind of environmental zones in some of these. Now, let's see, to expound upon the mission selection thing, I'm going to go over the deep dives briefly. Now, these are basically 3 mission larger challenge objectives or missions or whatever the word is that you want to use. And there's 2 different difficulties. You have the standard deep dive, then you have the elite. And the elite resembles more something akin to Has 4 or Has 5, and I'll get into difficulty levels here in a second. But that's a considerably more difficult thing, whereas the other one is a little bit more of a mild difficulty level. And the way these work is they're more persistent. You do the first mission, and then whatever supplies that you mine that your team uses for its benefits, say minerals such as nitra, which is used for calling in resupply to rearm your guys, they carry over into the second mission and into the third mission, that kind of thing like that. So you have to be a little bit more picky-choosy, persnickety on how you spend those resources as you go through. But the overall rewards, experience, character money, things that unlock, stuff like that, are far greater than just doing single missions alone. So these are kind of more of a challenge thing. Typically these things can last, what, an hour and a half maybe, deep dives?
The deep dives, yeah, they can last up to an hour and a half.
Yeah, so you got to be kind of committed, to do them. And you can do these on public groups, or you can do them as a private group, however you want to do it. Let's see, so that covers missions and deep dives. Clothing and outfitting. There's a store here where you can use your credits that you earn in the field to do customization stuff for your character. So I've already bought a lot of them for a lot of these characters. So you can buy like these different hats and beanies and stuff like that. This is a quick example here. This is Donks' scout, so he's got purple hair. He's got a really cool beard with whatever you call that on the bottom. There's probably a name for that. He may have actually gotten that in the field instead of buying it.
I did.
Okay, and then he's got the Lemmy hat, and that's a nod to Lemmy, who is the lead singer of Motorhead. So there's a little popular culture stuff in there for you. So you've got all these different types of things. You can really dress your guy up. I have a particular uniform of my engineer and a particular skin with his tattoo, and the helmet and all that kind of stuff like him, or like that for this guy. One thing about the character classes and outfitting is that everything is color-coded in this. And for those that are unfamiliar with this game, if you're watching this, you might have noticed as I was scrolling through here, on the character class to choose. Engineers are red, gunners are green, scouts are blue, and drillers are yellow. And all of the variants for the colors and styles of the armor they can wear and that sort of thing like that, they're all, like in the case of the engineer, they're all based on red. They're all based on that core color. Ha! If you've seen the default paint job, I just noticed this. He's wearing like a some kind of flowery Hawaiian shirt of some kind.
Wait, for who?
For the engineer. Yeah, I'm poking around through here and looking at this. Some of these colors you get as mission rewards, vanity unlocks in the field, doing the missions, whatever. I think some of them you can buy if I remember correctly. Let's see, Grunge Buster. There's a lot of really funny ones in here. But sticking to what I was talking about with the the color-coded thing, this is how you can help better recognize who's what when you're out in the cave in the field playing. So your scout's always the blue guy, the gunner's always the green guy, some variant of green, the driller's always yellow, and so forth. So this is kind of some of the stuff you can do as far as outfitting your guy. Like I was showing earlier, you can really customize them and dress them up how you want. And this is true for each class. So my gunner looks remarkably different than my engineer. I have him dressed up to be kind of a little bit more hardcore, veteran gunner. He's a war machine type guy. So I have the metal and whatever that is mohawk, and then the really cool ceremonial beard and and all this stuff. And then I have his minigun dressed up and what have you. So that's basically it for character dress up, the clothing store, and if that's even the proper name. They call it the shop here, but it's basically dressing your guy up. So we've gone over biomes, checked out the space rig. I'll go show you all the bar here shortly, and we'll go have a little bit of fun there. And I think from the list I'm looking at here, I've pretty much covered most everything. The one thing that I haven't touched on here is something called the Forge. And the Forge is something that opens up once you get one character promoted past level 25. So you get your first star on any of them. And basically what this is all about, this is about getting either custom type of, like in this case, custom uniform pieces, or in this case a beard for the scout is one more thing that I can dress them up with. But it's also about applying what are called overclocks to weapons. So not only, it's actually probably pretty cool looking, not only can I do the custom tweaking of a weapon, say in the case of the gunner here. Let me go look at that real quick. So not only can I do all this custom tweaking as I level up and unlock and and pay for all these things, like in this case I have hot bullets, variable chamber pressure, blah blah blah. I can also apply overclocks, and these overclocks you get by doing events that the group have to. It's kind of like an extra challenge type thing, and they randomly, kind of uncommonly show up in the caves, and there's a few different types of them. The team have to work together to accomplish a particular goal, and then you will get something called a matrix core, and basically it is a blank for that forge back there, and then you can apply these certain types of recipes, or whatever you want to call them, schematics I think is what they actually call it in game, to these matrix cores to then get an unlock for something. So like in the case of thinned drum walls, this is an all benefits, all positive overclock for this minigun. In this case, it gives more ammo and an improved cooling rate, so I can use that to balance, different stuff on this minigun. That one I think was won in the field by completing an event. So once I tied that to a blank matrix core, of which right now I have 0, I was able to come into the forge, see it on the list up there, boom, buy it, get it, and then I have unlocked that overclock, and then I applied that to the gun. So that's one more thing that you can do to further customize, your particular class's weapon. In that case, primary or secondary, it applies to both. So you can do a lot of customization in this game. It's actually a lot of fun how you can dress your guy up. And every time that I've played this on a public game of some kind, we've always wound up running into all these vastly different looking dwarves and the different classes and how they look. Some of them are kind of plain and simple and to the point, and others are outlandish, you know, and that kind of thing with outlandish beards and mustaches and eyebrows and all that sort of stuff. But anyway, here we are at the Abyss Bar. This is the Cantina, I guess. It has a jukebox, it has a dance floor, and you can buy beer here. So this is one of the things that makes this game absolutely the best thing in the world. So they have silly stuff.
Why is this so fun?
Like this. And so, let's say, you know what, we're gonna go on a mission, so let's buy something. You have the corporate issue beers, and these are all pretty lame. Tame might be the more apropos word. And then you have these other ones that you can unlock, and these are just for fun. But this kind of goes into the whole comic relief and humor level of the game. So here we go. So we're gonna have our beer. Here, let's go fire up some music here.
Speaking of music, did you know that they added a like a streamer, YouTuber copyright setting?
They did. Yeah, I need to look at that.
You know, you're not being paid by the hour. Get to work. Fortune and glory.
So when you have 4 dwarves out here doing this, it's great. Everybody's cheering and, you know, doing their beer or whatever. This one's Smart Stout, and so this is kind of a joke beer.
Woo! Wait a minute. If all truths are noble, then all truths must in fact be known. But by who? Carl would know.
Carl would know.
Carl would know. So they keep mentioning this dwarf in here named Carl, and there's a whole, there's one of the new dance moves. Look at that, Donks.
Oh yeah, getting that stanky leg.
That's the, is that the twist? There
Ballerina.
The ballerina dance. So this most recent update, I did a review video of it yesterday. It's actually what prompted me to do this game review video right here. One of the things they added were these extra dance moves, and they're a lot of fun. So yeah, so there you go. Plus things in the environment, you can kick a lot of things around. I mean, basically you're just, you know, raucous dwarves, you know, just like you would think of a medieval, you know, fictional lore or what have you. So
Launch control reports foreign objects in the launch tube.
Yes.
It appears that something is interfering with the force field. Would you happen to know anything about it?
I don't know anything about that. So you can kick barrels around. We have a lot of fun on the space rig. Where'd you go, Donks? I was gonna show. There you are.
So you got the other one? Yeah, let me grab that.
Okay.
Oh, never mind. It's just the mug.
So one of the things we like to do is we like to play mug toss. So it's basically catch. And so a lot of times we'll sit here and we'll throw the you know, the beer mugs that we just drank back and forth, and you know, see how good of a catch we are. A lot of times we'll do this whenever we're waiting for somebody to finish doing you know, tweaking of their character's build, you know, that kind of thing like that. So this is one of our favorite things. Sometimes we'll get 3 of us and we're bouncing them back and forth, and you know, all that jazz. There's a lot of fun stuff that you can do this game. There's definitely the developers definitely have a giant sense of humor in this. There's no way around it. They have to. So, hey, do you want to do your assignment mission?
Yeah.
So, magma core. You think this would be a good one here to demonstrate mission-wise?
Yeah, the magma core is usually kind of intense because of all the environmental stuff.
It is. That's true. Okay, so we're gonna go to the magma core. This is the one that's the volcanic lava E1, and it's geo, whatever. That's not geographically. What's the word I'm looking for? It's unstable. Let's see. Friends only. We're gonna do has 3 now. I'm going to touch on the difficulty levels here. There are 5 different difficulty levels, has 1 through 5, and each of them yield these hazard bonuses, which has to do with the experience that you get by completing the mission. Hazard 5 is lethal, which is the most difficult, and that one you actually have to do, I think it's a whole assignment mission, like 3 missions, if I remember correctly, to unlock this, to have the ability to run lethal. I've done it, and I think we've done maybe 2 lethal missions, but most of the time we play has 4, which is extreme. For the sake of this video, for demonstrating actual gameplay, we're going to do has 3, which is right in the middle. And the different
mission selected. Your chariot awaits, gentlemen. Move out.
The different hazard difficulty levels they modify the number of critters that come out during waves that are randomly roaming around, as well as it will, I would say some of the larger ones, the detonators and the, what's the one that's past the Praetorian Guard?
The dreadnoughts.
The dreadnoughts, and then there's one more. The name escapes me right now.
Oh, the
oppressor.
Yeah, oppressors.
The oppressor.
Yeah.
So those will come out at mid to higher difficulties, and then it also changes up their hit points and then how hard they hit. So even if you wind up with the same number of critters, if you're going from 3 to 4, has 3 to 4. The has 4 critters will be tougher to kill, so you consume more ammo, that kind of thing like that. So it's a way that it balances it out. One of the things that can happen in this game is a war of attrition, where you fight so much you can't kill stuff, and you run out of ammo, and then you can't really fight anymore. And so the higher difficulty levels really kind of tighten you up and force you to be a tighter, more communicative squad, with each person knowing his or her.
You still got your gunner on.
That's fine. I'll play my gunner. I don't care.
Also, mission modifiers. Like we have volatile guts. Do you want to do those?
Okay. Oh, volatile guts is on.
Yeah. So volatile guts, whenever you kill a bug, they explode. There's also like double XP, low oxygen, which makes you have to stay by the molly, which is like the minecart that you have to deposit into. There's high oxygen, which makes your voice high.
Yeah.
And you also jump higher. Oh, I got grabbed.
This is where you at. There you are. I got you.
There's what I just got grabbed by is called a cave leech. There's a modifier called cave leech cluster, which makes a bunch of those spawn. So there's a bunch of modifiers for every mission area to kind of make things either easier or more difficult, and it's kind of like random.
Right. They're random, and they'll show up on the mission board. I just didn't happen to notice it. At the top left, you'll see volatile guts. So everything that we kill pops and explodes, so it can do a little extra damage. So
I just saw a brood nexus over here somewhere.
Gotcha. Gunk seeds. I'm gonna pop some of these. If you look at the top right, you will see our objectives. Our main objective is collect 6 eggs. And we've gotten 0 of 6, obviously. And then the second objective is one called collect gunk seeds. And you get secondary. It's not as much as the primary mission experience, but you get extra experience for completing the second task. Let's see. I have a bug here. Yeah, there's a Praetorian. He's in the lava. I don't know how he isn't dead. So, this is what it looks like. I'm playing my gunner. Like I said earlier, this is probably the easiest class to start with. And on the occasion I run into somebody who just gets this game, starts playing it, I tell them, play the gunner. It's not terribly complex. It's pretty simple. You just kind of stand and shoot. And then I'll show them, the zipline gun, and then also the shield generator. Type thing. He's got a cool secondary weapon. I have the little burst fire gun unlocked here. So each class, they have flares. In the case of the gunner, the green does everything that the gunner does is green. Everything's color coded. Get out of here. That was a pickaxe attack. So the doors are miners. We're here to mine stuff, but we also have a pickaxe attack that you can unlock. I've long since done that. It's been quite a while. Where, there you are, Donks. Okay.
Yeah, I'm down here with all the gun seeds. I'm just calling Molly to collect them.
Okay, alright. I've already got one deposited. I'm gonna pop a zip line here down. So there we go. And that was probably not the best zip line I've ever done, because that happened. Anyway, all the terrain is malleable. I don't believe it's voxel based or anything, but you can bust it up with the pickaxe, and the modifiers for that are going to be the type of terrains. In this case, it's all stone, so it takes 3 whacks to do. Some of the other stuff, dirt and wood and whatever else, can be 2. I think the salt is 1.
The sand and all that.
Yeah, the sand in the salt caverns. It's very soft, so it's easy to get through that and and make holes through things, or even make a pickaxe created tunnel, that connects 2 rooms together. Let's say. Let's see. I see a little ankle biter. So there's technical names for all of these critters that are in here, but we have created a lot of our own. So cave leech that got Donks and yanked him up into the air. We call those ticklers, and because when they grab you, they tickle your sides. I don't know, it's a dumb name, but we have different names for everything in here. So if during some of this gameplay you happen to hear us, one of us yell something like that, and you're wondering what the hell it is, that's what we mean. So there's gunk seeds over here. So Molly.
I'm gonna grab this first egg real quick.
Gotcha. Molly is shorthand. That's the nickname for
Got a hell of a blip heading your way, team. Get ready.
he's a minecart, or she, I think is how they refer to her. So she's a minecart, and then we deposit all of our minerals and everything else related to the mission into that. The way you get health is through this stuff called red sugar. So that's basically your health kits in the field.
Swarm. Repeat,
Oh,
swarm.
we have a swarm. Here we go. Bomber. The gunner at work. Let's see. I think I'm using high explosive grenades on this guy. Oh, okay.
I need the damn minecart on legs. Where is it?
Terrain scanner. I will detail this once we're out of this swarm fight. We have eggs up somewhere up there. That's an exploder. That critter right there is called Praetorian. And they're bigger. They're basically grown-up versions of these things called grunts. Glyphids. Glyphid grunts, glyphid exploder, glyphid Praetorian. That's the names of these aliens in here. These bugs. So Donks is using his little twin Uzis that he's got in long. And that's a scout thing. Just die. There's a breeder up there.
Yeah, that's the one I pointed out there in the beginning.
Okay, gotcha. I
We'll
missed it.
go up there and grab it.
I was probably
after
busy
the-
talking, so.
After the swarm, I'll go up there and grab it, so we don't have to worry about it anymore.
Okay. It's funny, a lot of this stuff is low detail, except for the lava flows right there. You know, when they little magma things when they shoot up, it's high resolution. So there's a few things like that in this game. This is kind of a Borderlands-ish looking, you know, type of thing. At very first when I played it, it took me a little while to get used to, but now it's just normal for me. I don't really see it as something that's odd. And let's see, where'd you go? You're off the left side.
I love the art style in this game.
Oh, me too. I dig it. Okay, 3 more gunk seeds up above. Yeah, that thing spit out all those little, we call these ankle biters. They're like baby glyphid grunts.
And we're done with our gunk seeds.
Oh, we are?
Yep, this is the last one.
Secondary
Okay,
objective
gotcha.
completed.
Oh! I was gonna get that extra one in there, but okay.
Got a bunch
Okay.
of nitro.
There is nitro over
There's
here.
Nitra. And Nitra is what's used to free up your guys in the field. You have to have 80 of it deposited into the minecart, and then you can call what's called a supply drop, and we just passed that 80. You look at Team Depository. When you hold the left control key, it pulls up this little guy that's in your right hand. You can use it to mark stuff.
Found some nitro.
So, hey, Donks, can you pop a flare somewhere up here? Watch it, you got an exploder on you. There you go. And that warden, I'll take care of him. So I mentioned the scout flare earlier. He just popped one up to shine the cable up to make it easier
Watch out
for
behind
us
you.
to see stuff. Yeah, I got him.
I didn't want to shoot him and have it blow up on you.
Yeah, I'm fine. This guy's a gunner. He's tough. He can handle this. So he's mining the nitro up there. Here, yeah. We'll get Molly over here. So you can hold the control button and you can use it to see not only what's currently deposited. So if you're keeping track of
At least
how
we don't
much
have to haul all these minerals around ourselves.
exactly, keeping track of not only how much nitro you have deposited, but also at the bottom left you can see your teammates and yours kind of general ammo. So you have 4 bars. If they get down to 2 or 1, then you can tell that your guys need ammo, and so it's one of those, hey, do we call in a supply drop? So everything that's mined is a team-based thing. So what Donks is depositing into Molly isn't just for him, it's for everybody. So when you call a supply drop down, it's one of those things, it's kind of a matter of courtesy, teamwork type thing. Don't just frivolously call them in, since they consume a lot of that nitro resource, you know, in the process. But yeah, this is how you can call out things.
Red sugar here, but watch it.
You know, it's pretty handy. And there's a little vocal things you can do.
Hello.
The X button is a lot of fun.
Hey. Hello.
It'll get people's attention. And of course, the V key.
Rocket.
It's a salute.
By the
And everybody that plays DRG that I've ever run into, they all go crazy with that. That's just a standard thing in this game. So it's a lot of fun. Was that the egg?
Yep, there's an egg.
Okay. I want to pull up the terrain scanner here. This is a 3D thing, a little high-tech thing. Eggs, for egg collection, egg hunting missions, they show up as orange. So we use that to be able to see where they are. So most of them are all behind us where we came from. On it. Soft spot on the Praetorian is that big green glowing egg or sac or whatever you call it at the back. And when they die, they spit out this toxic gas that's harmful. What you got? What'd you mark up? Okay, I see it.
Next egg, yeah. Oh, and some nitro.
I should have stayed on my engineer. I didn't even realize I was still on my gunner, but it's fine.
No, it's all good. Yeah, it's all good.
I mean, the gunner's is a good one to demonstrate, so it's the one that I'd recommend new players play. So.
I think when you play the tutorial, that's what it puts you on anyway.
Oh, it does? Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, hang on. So these Praetorians are armored, and their sensitive areas are on jaws and in the back, like I mentioned earlier. And you stay away from them. Mactera.
God damn it, there's a pebble in
I got him. Yeah, he's dead.
Here, speaking of supply drops, I'm gonna call one down here, right here.
Okay. There we go.
Nitro's been withdrawn and supply
So-
pod is inbound.
This process right here, we're literally calling in the company, and they send this from the space station, and it drills its way in. Obviously, it's much faster than how long it takes a drop pod to get there.
Getting supplies.
So you have 4 of these resupply things that you can tag ammo off of. So I went from 1,800 back to 3,300 rounds on this minigun.
It restores 40%, I believe.
Okay, mine does 50.
Oh, yeah, it might be 50. Oh, yeah, it is 50.
Yeah. Yeah, I think you can bump it up to 100 though. There's a malt star right there.
Oh, that'd be pretty cool.
Okay, the
I'd
malt-
like to get that perk.
Yes. The I think so. I think I might be mistaken. I may need to go look at perks again. The malt star I just grabbed, that's strictly for making beer in the bar. That's it.
Gotta grab another egg.
Okay. Some red sugar. Pretty handy him being a scout. He can really get around. Let's see. Where are you bringing him to?
I'm just gonna bring it to this little platform right here where your zipline is.
Okay. All right. Which I had a bad.
Yeah, I see that.
Yeah, I didn't do it very well, so I may have to do another one.
It's a big one, team.
So in this game, you throw a lot of flares, a lot of the caves are dark. There's some bioluminescence thing that relates to them. There's a grenade. Boom, boom, boom. Beastmaster perk. I just grabbed that one bug as a buddy, so now he's on my team. I can pet him.
And his name is Steve.
His name is Steve. They're all named Steve. That's kind of a joke. So, I shall call you Steve, and they'll fight for you. There's 3 different types that you can tame. That one right there is called a Glyphid Slasher, and he doesn't have as much health, but he hits really, really hard.
And he cripples. He makes you walk slowly if it hits you. Same thing with the bugs.
That's right. Yeah, he does the slow cripple move. They're bad. If you get hit by one of those and you're surrounded, you might not get out of it. Then you have the standard Glyphid Grunt, which is, if I can get up this wall here, is right there. And he's kind of midway on everything. Oh, I thought that was a detonator. It was an exploder. And then you've got the, what's the name of the tank we called?
The Defender. Or Glyphid, yeah, Glyphid Guard.
Yeah, the Glyphid Guard. And he's armored, kind of like that green armored Praetorian, but smaller. So he's a good tank pack. He walks a little bit more slowly, but once he's upgraded, he does pretty decent damage. He's really good to have. Let's see. Yeah, I might have to zip up to where you're at, because this is ridiculous. Or I could just make my own set of stairs, which is going to take me forever and a day.
Come here.
So, you can mine through anything in this. All the walls, like I said earlier, they're malleable. So, you just have your pickaxe, and if you need to go somewhere, you can do it. The driller obviously makes short, easy work out of what I'm doing here. The typical thing for the other classes is to make these stairs. That's just kind of the usual thing. And then you have a little stairwell or set of stairs or whatever, and you can follow those. Let's see. For the gunner, I don't play him very often anymore, but this is the one that I started with, and I played the heck out of him. Here we go.
Here is gold.
So I'm not as used to him as I am the engineer. The engineer is my favorite one. He's the one that I leveled up.
There be law.
Really
There's a
high.
lot of nitro up there.
Anyone needs ammo?
There is?
There's
Ooh.
nitro here.
Marker up.
Yeah, that's a good if you can zipline it.
Well, if there's a way to, or if there's a landing spot for it, can you give me a flare up there
Yeah.
so I can see a little bit better? I don't know where to zip line that exactly.
I would say if you can go up here behind you, up on that, you can probably get it up there, and then I can just mine into it, go
Okay.
up and down.
Give me a second here.
I'm gonna get this right here then.
Okay, you
Below
said
the
from
egg.
up here at this platform.
Yeah, up there, and then you just mine, or you zip line kind of like right there.
Can't do it.
I can hit that real
Too
easy.
steep.
Too steep. Let me try from over here then.
It's too
Nope,
steep.
it's too steep, just barely.
Darn.
So I can go
Find
at
the
this
nitro
elevation.
connection.
Okay.
So here's an example of what I was talking about earlier, using the multiple classes to facilitate being able to get somebody up there to mine it. Now, one obvious solution is to do the scout engineer combination. The engineer would throw a platform up there, the scout will grapple, and he'll stand up there, and he can do that all day long. The second is to use a driller to carve a corkscrew style tunnel.
like a spiral staircase kind of
Yes.
deal.
That spirals up, that goes all the way up through the rock and then lands at the top of it, and you go down to it and get it from there. That's a little bit more precarious, but that's basically it. A gunner might get lucky and be able to get a zip line up there, but the problem is how are you going to stand up there to whack the pickaxe on all the nitro to get it? So a lot of the times you wind up missing some of the resource that you need. In this case, nitro is always valuable. We pretty much have a rule: if we see nitro, we tag it. Oh, did you fall?
No, it's a bug that kind of came with the last update where it like rockets you. If you're in like a tight space, it'll like rocket you out of it in a random direction.
Oh, Arma physics.
Yeah. So I've had that bug a couple times now. It's the first time it actually killed me.
Okay, there you go. There's a demonstration of being revived.
For rock and stone.
Glad I could show that off.
Oh yeah, that was actually pretty cool. I did not catch that. So let's see, we have an egg up there. We have 4 of 6. We're done with gunk seeds. This is not a big cave at all. This is small.
No, yeah, it's very small.
I expected
Thankfully.
something quite a bit bigger than this. I'm gonna see if I can dig up to this one. You're probably using hover boots on your scout, aren't you?
No. I use Insta Revive and Beastmaster.
Okay. So you're basically the field medic guy then.
Yep, pretty much.
Yeah, that's good. Scouts are very good as being the field medics, in as much as being able to revive teammates. They grapple, they can get there fast, and then you can use a perk called field medic.
Follow me.
Come here, give me a new pet. The other one must have died.
That's all you got. You slip right
So here we go. There we go. Good times. Get some, Steve. Teach him who's boss. Yeah. Good job, Steve.
I wish he healed a little bit whenever he killed something, like he ate him or something.
That would be nice. They heal on regenerative bugs.
Oh, that's cool. I didn't know that.
Yeah, that's really nice. You get regenerative bugs going, and even though the other bugs, the hostile ones heal, your pet does too. So that's really nice. You can keep him for a really long time. I'm coming up to this egg up here. Can you mark it real quick for me?
Which one?
This one I'm up to. It's somewhere up here.
Hold on.
Here it is.
Oh. Yeah, right about here-ish.
Okay, gotcha. So he just marked that thing to give me an idea as to where I need to pickaxe. So a lot of the co-op stuff here. You know, the stuff I keep talking about on this. They did a really good job with it. It's not forced, but it's pretty tight. You can really help each other out depending upon how you do it. And that hurt. I just fell a long distance.
Molly, over here.
Oh, whoops. So, small cave. I expected a bigger one that we would actually do some good traversing through. Bunch of exploders up high near that nitro spot.
Oh, good lordy lord.
Are you okay?
Yeah, I barely made it out of that.
There is
Oh,
much
my.
over here.
How much do we have? We have enough for a drop.
It's
Oh,
a
we have
mystery
Yeah, we got
enough.
plenty.
how all these
Okay.
minerals fit inside.
So,
I'll grab this egg and then head down for that nitro.
yeah, I was about to say, yeah, you can grapple up there. I was going to suggest that, but you already know what you're doing. He's a better scout than I am, so. Engineers,
I like main scout.
yes. Engineer's my class. Donks likes the scout, so he usually winds up playing that. So then the driller and the gunner, you know, they're up for whomever else.
And think, he almost killed
How
you.
you doing? Cool.
Oh, there's the egg. I walked right by it.
Being a good bug.
I love how you can pet him.
Oh, you got it? Toss it down.
Yep, there you go.
Whoop,
Oh, sorry, I
got it. No, I
overshot
got
that
it.
hard.
Yes, you can throw big objects to each other and catch them.
Completed. Well done.
So you can have a a line of doors that are set up to throw an object, you know, bounce them around type thing. Go have fun, Steve. Torian up high. Do we want to call this in? Or do we
Let me
wanna-
grab this nitro real quick.
Do we want to?
I mean, we have plenty, but yeah, call in a resupply real quick.
Okay.
Where's that nitro?
Oh, mark it. There it is. That's the middle of it right there.
So weird. Why am I not seeing things? Can you do it one more time?
Yep, stand by.
There it is. Okay.
Okay. And I will re-up one of these.
Getting more ammo.
So, each resupply drop that has 4, I call them re-ups, but 4 packs of ammo and a little bit of health and all that, they cost 80 nitra. And so, you look at your team depository of what you got. He's about to toss in some more. It's just a matter of doing some simple math.
Grabbing ammo.
We have 227 right now. We have enough to call in 2 more.
Ready to kill some
This
more
is in a massive overabundance for 2 players. This is about normal for 4. Sometimes when you have a higher difficulty and you're, you know, going through consuming a lot more ammo, fighting a lot more bugs, and you have to be very careful about your
On Has 5, you
combat.
gotta make every single shot count.
Exactly, because like I mentioned earlier, run into a war of attrition, and that's bad. Then you get a team.
Sometimes you really gotta pick your fights.
Right. I think we're ready.
Yeah.
We've got
Yeah,
all
we're
the eggs
good.
collected, and we've got the gunk seeds. We're gonna nail primary, and secondary. So let's hit the button.
That's how you do it. Drop pod is on the way.
Okay, so hitting the big red button, that lights up once you get the first objective done. And that sends a message out to Deep Rock Galactic, the company, and the space rig sends the drop pod back down. And so we wait for it, and there she is.
Drop pod
And
has
then
arrived.
boom,
Retrieving
Molly
the
is going to start walking back over to
drop
it.
pod departing in T-minus
And one of the cool
5
things,
minutes.
we don't really need to follow where Molly's going on this one because this is just one big cave room. It's small, but some of these other ones where you have a lot of tunnels and tons of rooms everywhere, and you're not exactly sure where the minecart's going, then you follow the little green lights, little flag-looking arrow things that she pops out behind her, so you can use that to track this is where her path is to get back. But like I said, this one's pretty simple. It's all right here. There should be no hassle. Now, one of the things that happens at the at mission end here, once you call the drop pod back is critters start spawning left and right. They come out of the walls, they're chasing you, so it gives you that that sense of fear, excitement,
Urgency.
Yes, urgency. There's the word I'm looking for, to be able to get back
4 minutes.
to the drop pod. So here we are, and my pod, or excuse me, the Molly, the minecart there. We've been talking a lot. Goes in, and that sets a timer off. So that open the thing up, and we have 3.5 minutes to finish. So sometimes what we like to do just for fun, we'll set up a supply drop. An engineer will do, set up their turrets, and we do what's called extra credit, and it's just basically a couple extra minutes of killing bugs and fighting just for fun and blowing stuff up. But otherwise, if you're in a hurry to get out, and it's happened a bunch of times, whoa, that's interesting. We just all butt into the drop pod. So there you go. Woo! I think we're good. Are we good?
We're good.
Nice! Snake guys.
We rock.
Extraction commencing. Good work.
Rocket stone.
Here we go. And the drop pod's gonna take us back up to the space rig. So that's basically Deep Rock Galactic, DRG in a nutshell. Pretty cool. That was fun, Donks.
That was pretty good. That was pretty good. And I like how the mission was kind of nice, quick, and clean. You get some that are a real pain in the butt.
Yeah. Yeah, I've done missions that are an hour, 15 minutes long. I failed some that were that long. Because I couldn't get back to the drop pod, or died along the way, or just, frustrated, but I was running on high difficulty, so it was all my fault. But anywho, I think that's it. I don't think there's really anything else to show off. I think we covered everything. Did we hit everything?
I think so, yeah. And then like the mission end screen just kind of shows like the XP that you earned, and it shows like what you earned the XP for, like killing bugs, doing primary, secondary objectives.
Exactly.
It also shows how much like money you get. You use money to buy cosmetics, in addition with the extra minerals and stuff that you find, like the Bismore and
Bismore,
all that.
Jade, Magnite, which we got a little bit in the Magma Core there.
Yeah,
So-
there's Magnite, Bismore, Umanite, Crappa,
One
Enor
leaf
Pearls,
rubber,
and Jades.
and can I
Yeah,
get
you use
with
those
some
both for
water?
cosmetics and also for weapon upgrades.
Correct. I did not touch on that. I should have. I neglected to put that on my list. But yeah, those are a certain type of currency that you use. So let's do a beer.
Cheers.
Yes. And then I will call it for this review video. So I hope that covers everything.
Cheers, Mike.
My rating on this game, I'm gonna call this a 10 out of 10. I've had this game for 10 months now. We got it in March 2020. It's been out for a little over 2 years now. It's had good solid updates. It's got a good swath of stuff in it. Like I was saying earlier, obviously it's a first-person shooter. Tight co-op, individual classes, class progression, humor, you name it. This is a very, 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 very well-rounded, good game. So
It also has a very, very good, helpful community and Discord
yes,
as well.
yeah, they're fantastic. So yeah, everything links-wise, things I mentioned, I'll have down below in the description. Anything else you want to add before I pop this? Other than Rock and Stone?
We had the same idea.
So there you go.
Yeah.
Rock and Stone.
Rock and
So,
stone.
hope you guys enjoyed it, and that's it for us. We'll probably actually go and do regular missions from here on out. We have a couple of assignments to do. So for y'all that watch this, thank you very much. And I think that's it. So y'all have a good one out there.